So we're just going to call this hot take with a hot mess because there's been something that's been on my mind for a few days, and this is how I happen to look while I have the time. So I've been seeing a lot of the videos going around where it's usually a mom or a woman talking about how they had a friendship that felt maybe one-sided and they decided to stop reaching out to see what would happen, and then it was days, weeks, months, so on, until they heard from the person or they didn't hear from the person again. And I totally get that because I have been in that position before. But I think what's been bothering me about that is I think it leaves out the fact that, especially now, we live in a day and age where moms are just so busy, and not just busy, but drowning in life in a lot of circumstances and just overwhelmed by life. We have an increasing number of parents who have kids with special needs or other obligations, single moms who are, doing it all alone and don't have any kind of support system jumping in to help them. And I think it's easy when you're juggling so many balls to not be able to prioritize friendships in the way that some might like. And in doing so, you can come off as the friend who's not putting in the effort. First of all, I really like to think that true friendship doesn't keep score or tally like that, because that just doesn't sit well with me. But I think, sometimes when you have that friend who hasn't made the effort, that might be the time to reach out, because you making the effort to reach out could be the lifeline that they needed in a day when they're absolutely drowning in life. I have been there. I have a lot of kids. I have a son with special needs who is fully disabled and requires total care full time. And it's a lot. And because of those priorities, I have had to let friendships kind of, I don't want to say fall by the wayside because that seems dismissive, but I have not been able to prioritize them. And when I am busy with doctors and appointments and helping my kids with, all the regular things that moms do, I don't have time to nurse friendships, and it has to take a back seat. And it's not because I don't value those friendships or because, those people are not important to me, but in the hierarchy of prioritization of my life, my kids always have to come first, because if I'm not showing up first for them, nobody else is. And that is always going to impact how I'm able to show up for other people. And it just makes me sad to kind of see, and I'm sure there's friendships out there where it is very, very one-sided, and it's not because of any specific hardship or being busy. It's just they don't care. But I have a hard time believing that that is a majority situation. And with the number of videos I see being put out about that, I really do question if there's that many people out there who just really don't care about their friendships. So again, I understand everyone has to do what's right for them and what feels right for them, but this is just a perspective I don't see being discussed, and I think might be good in some cases to keep in mind that it's not a devaluation of the friendship. It really is just not having the time or the space in that moment. And it could be something as simple as they haven't heard from you and they think you're mad at them, and they don't know what could have happened, and they don't know how to reach out because they don't have the bandwidth at the moment to do so because of anything else they have going on. So there's just a lot to it, and again, it's just a perspective I have not seen discussed, and that is one that I think should probably be brought to the forefront for consideration. So that's all.